Hey everyone, welcome to Project Happy Hour. We're so glad that you were able to join us today. My name is Ray Cecily, and I am your hostess of our little show. So don't forget, Project Happy Hour, time to grab a drink if you don't already have one. Just in case you haven't joined us before, I just wanted to mention that you can watch our previous episodes on our Prosperi YouTube channel. But basically, the point of this show was to put together a virtual happy hour. Obviously, it's a weird time right now, and we still want to hang out and talk informal but professional conversations and also have a drink while enjoying these conversations. So that is why we put together this show for you. But yeah, you can always go and check out our previous episodes. So the goal of the show is there's a little twist. I have my panelists, they're going to be answering questions. However, there's a hot word. And so every time that they say this word is going to be $1 that's added to our total tally to donate to the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. So they need to try and answer these questions without saying this hot word. So let's get started and let's meet our panelists. So I am pleased to introduce Leo Nogueira and Andre Tiberio. So how's it going, guys?
Woohoo! I'm good.
Hello,
It's
Ray.
Friday.
Yeah.
Good. What are you guys drinking? Leo, tell me, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a pale ale, omission, zero gluten. Really good. I recommend.
Interesting. I bet that's really refreshing for a hot Friday afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine is a regular Brahma beer. I think it's the most popular beer in Brazil. Yeah. And
Interesting.
what about you, Ray? What are you drinking?
I am sticking to red wine. So I was on the seltzers for a while, but now I'm back to Optima, which is a 2015 cab from Sonoma County. So
Oh,
sticking with my traditional California cabs. But
Yeah,
yeah,
really good one. I like this.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad you
Yeah.
know it. Awesome.
Yeah, there's
All right.
some taste of vanilla. It's oaked. Yeah, a great one. I like it.
It's a good one. I'm just now trying it for my first time. Good taste, Leo. Good taste. So, are you guys ready to see our hot word?
yeah, let's do it.
Drum roll, please. So, today's hot word is app.
Oh.
I imagined that. I knew it would come with that.
Yeah, app is the word. Whether you say apps or app, it's the word. Every time our panelist says this word, we'll add it to our total tally of our donations. So, are you guys ready to see the first question?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. What are the benefits of using Microsoft Teams apps? So obviously we're using Teams right now to film. There's lots of apps within. So what are the benefits of using it? And Andre, let's start with you.
Yeah. I would say the main benefits of it, you can automate tasks, you can improve your productivity, and you can bring people closer. Like the app, it depends on your creativity to create an app, but it's not difficult to do so. We are going to see in this episode, and because everything now is it's in one place. Like you can work from Teams, you can uh, bring to Microsoft Teams other things that you would do in a web browser or in different systems, in different platforms.
Understood. Yeah, that definitely makes it easier whenever it's all in one centralized location. Leo,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Uh, I normally resume discussion in one sentence. It's a summary. It's like apps let you do more on Teams.
Yeah.
Uh, just by knowing that Teams is the fastest growing business app in Microsoft history, you must agree with me that Microsoft Teams is fantastic too, right?
I agree.
Now, imagine the same fantastic tool that we're using extended by creative minds all around the world, like Andrea was talking. There is no limit in how you can benefit from using the apps on Teams.
Oh, you
Don't you
said it.
think that's amazing? I really think it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yesterday you messaged me about an app that you created within all of 5 minutes. You said so that we could keep a database of our events that we're participating in. I mean, that was really cool. It was definitely impressive.
Yeah, and we definitely can talk a little bit more about that. It's one solution that was just available on my Teams to non-developers to be able to create apps for Teams in a really easy way. Let's go because I'm probably going to have some questions that I can go deeper on this subject.
Awesome. So we can definitely say that one of the main benefits is to have it in a centralized location, but also having different features and functions that MS Teams doesn't usually offer are now available through the apps, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's changed. Like you can do more. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. There's a lot of features on Teams, but with the apps you can extend that, and then you can bring whatever your creativity lets you do, and bring to the meetings, the chat, the communications, and a lot of stuff that you have available on Teams.
Awesome. Love it. Teams is great. We're big fans of Teams. All right, let's move on to tell Meme about it. Oh, so this one, when I saw it, I actually laughed at it because I mean, honestly, it's like maybe the apps are scared. They do their little jiggle dance, like, don't pick me, don't pick me.
Yeah, I remember that movie with the emoticons. I don't remember the name of those, but they're living inside the computer, and all these emoticons have this creation that's the same. When I see this one, I felt the same. All the apps say, "Oh my God, they're going to like delete me." And
Yep.
not only the apps, or I'm saying that the hot word all the time, but the developers that create those applications also start shaking.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That is true because they're like, don't delete my app. I spent so much time putting this together. That's
Yep.
hilarious. All right, let's move on to the next question. So, what Microsoft Teams resources or features are available to third-party apps? Leo, do you want to start? If not,
Okay.
Sandra?
Yeah, I think I will highlight six things that everyone should know about Teams application. And I'll say the topics, and probably me and Andrea can talk about it. But the six
Okay.
things that you need to know is you have to understand about tabs, message extensions, bots, connectors and webhooks, Microsoft Graph for Teams, and the new feature that Microsoft just launched that's how to integrate your application with Teams meeting. Andrea, may you start talking about tabs?
Okay, so you might know when you enter a channel, there are in the top of the screen some tabs that you can cycle through them. And in a conversation, in a private chat with someone, you have those tabs as well. So those are the tabs from Microsoft Teams. And you can create an app that will be held in these spots, and they are usually in the context of the team and the channel. So you can put some guides, some instructions there. So it's one place for you to put your app.
Cool.
That's great. Talking about message extension, it's a way to transform your chat into something more than just text. So you can bring your application and bring rich content from the application on the conversation, like cards and like on our application, things ideas. On the chat, you receive the challenge that have been created. If someone create an idea, you get the information about the idea with pictures. So it's a way to improve the communication through the application developed by teams. And bots, Andre.
So bots are a very powerful feature, right? You can prepare the bot to receive some structured text, and then you send the instructions to the bot, and it does for you. So in a external system, so it's very powerful. So it can share information for you as well. So it's an interface for you to ask the bot to do something, and then it can bring to you the results.
Yeah, interacting with the bot for sure is not to have not the same warm feeling than when you're talking about with our colleagues, but the bot feature is a way that you can really save time on certain tasks, like asking frequently questions for your HR. Instead of just talking and two people together, you just make the questions, you get those the knowledge base, and the bot respond to you. It's a really nice feature. I've been seeing a lot of users on bots. Talking about connectors and webhooks, I think this is the more technical one. There is not a lot of stuff to say, but it's just a way to automatically send and receive notification from other applications you have in Teams or outside Teams. So on the chat, you can start like a at the name of application and send some command, and this command is going to be sent to web services that are going to reply back. So it's more technical stuff. And the graph for Teams, Andrea, that's a cool interaction
Yeah,
we can have on Teams.
the Graph API for Teams is it's a bit technical as well, and it enables you to do stuff that you would do manually on Teams, but like automated. It's an API, so you have the endpoint, and you can create a team, you can create a channel, you can get a list of all the channels from a team, you can post a message, you can get the members of a team. So it's very powerful. You can interact with Microsoft Teams through an API.
Hmm,
Cool. And integration with Teams meeting, that's exciting.
that's a big one.
Microsoft is
That's a
finally
big.
allowing third-party application developers to integrate these apps on the Microsoft Teams meeting. It's the first time. It's a feature that a lot of developers are asking for. You can integrate during the video calls or even before and the end of the meeting instead of sharing your screen. That's only the only way you could go to application during the meetings. Now you can embed those applications on the meetings. So you can have like a poll, or if you're doing a meetings for sales, you can use the application for sales and bring all your graphics and interact with that for the entire uh, people involved on that meeting. This is a big expansion that we have for Microsoft Teams right now. And I'm just here imagining what a lot of cool apps that we can create for Teams with this new feature. When I find out, I just start talking about product developer and imagining how to use that for ideation and creating new ideas and doing innovation during a meeting and interacting with the app. So that's really a great and fantastic way to improve this remote work you have right now.
Sounds like there's so many different features and resources, especially the embedding within the Teams meeting. That's a big win. That's awesome. Microsoft's obviously doing a really great job and bringing in new tools and functions and features that are just making, like you said, the remote work experience so much better, because I think this will be a new normal for a while. So awesome. All right, let's go to Tell Meme About It. Oh, I love this one. So I guess the best memes come from movie references, but yeah.
This one is great.
Yeah.
I will text you daily with it.
And
Good.
that's Teams.
Yeah. Good daily good taken reference there. I love it. That's awesome. All right, next question. So, what type of Microsoft Teams apps can be created? So, we've talked about the different benefits, we've talked about the different features for third party, but what types of apps actually can be created by a third party developer?
That's a good one. But before provide some examples of type of apps that can be created, I would like to say that briefly that anyone can create and build a Teams app. Of course, if you're a pro developer, you can start using your preferred tools. And I'd suggest if you're starting developing apps or Teams to use Microsoft Teams Toolkit for Visual Studio Code. It's a really easy way to start developing this application. But if you're not a developer, you want to create an app, just install Power Apps in Teams. Just go on Apps, locate the apps, Power Apps. It's going to install a new one that today it's going to say it's in preview. And then you can develop your first app with no code in a matter of minutes. That's exactly the app I developed yesterday that Ray was talking. I just got in, I installed the app, created a table of all the events, position the fields, press one button to save, the other one to publish, choose the channel, and it was already there in a matter of minutes. She could be able to control all the events we are attending and of all the information. And this information can after be used on Power BI, to dashboards, you can connect to other application and with no code, low code. With that in mind, I think we can start discussing about some samples of apps that can be created. Andrea, do you want to start?
Yeah, let me
Wait,
try to
before
bring.
Andrea starts, all I have to say is, Leo, you make it sound so user friendly that I am ready to go try it myself because if I can do it, obviously anyone else can. I'm
Ray,
not very techno savvy, so if I can, you make it sound so user friendly and so easy. So I feel like I need to go try it when we finish this.
yeah, if
It
you
is.
just watch a 10 minutes video about how to start, you can start developing a low code application right away.
That's awesome. Awesome. Sorry, Andre, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go
No
ahead.
problem. Lee. So let me bring one example that put together all the capabilities that we have said in the previous question, and to example how could we build some apps. So imagine we are in a scenario where we are in a university and we have teams to control the classes, and we have the students and the professors in those classes, and the channels and and so on. So we want a bot that uses the Graph API to, for example, when a semester ends, when it finishes, uh, you can create a command that archive classes from last semester. Imagine how many classes you would have to archive manually. So you can automate it, and you can, for example, another command would be create classes for next semester. So it collects the data from another source, and then it reads all the students and where they should be, and then it does it for you. Or maybe you can list students from classes X, Y, and Z. So you could do all of this using bots and Graph API. So the tabs, for example, uh, in this bot, you would have a tab that would serve as instructions to how to use this bot. Of course, you would have the help option, but you can have a tab as well, another app to instruct you how to use the app. Some messaging like if one student wants to share the contact of another student, so you could prepare an adaptive card that when they send a message they send the contact of another student, or maybe some notes they had on their OneNote notebooks, right? Some connectors and webhooks. So let's imagine a new student is added to a team, and to socialize better, to give some welcome to this student. Let's say we build a webhook that reads it, and in the channel it presents the adaptive card of this student, and for him or her to interact with the other ones. And the personal app would be like in the left ribbon when you uh, add an app. Those are the personal apps for you. So a student could have uh, all his classes and all his notes and all his interactions with other students, but in his context, like for him or her. I think it's an example that can bring all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, great example. You said it all. You didn't left almost anything for me to complete. That was great. Yes, it's just like you can share business report, you can submit documents, you can do workflow approvals, use bot and chats. But I just remember when you're talking, it's interesting because it's also a student app. I just saw these days. It's an app that's on Team Store. I think was created by a Finland company that's help the educators to identify the student's mood. So every day when they're studying remote, when they start, they receive a set of questions that they answer really quickly, and based on the answers of those, they can do all the analysis and data to identify how the students are on the class or the school or on the county, and then make correct measures and talk with the teacher or incentive the teachers that have the best students. So it's just a simple app, couple questions that bring a lot of value to the educational system. And it's really interesting. I don't remember the name of the app, but I was just looking for apps, and I think I was looking social and entertainment, and there is one of the apps that were there, something about the students. So bring this example so you can see that there's no limit to creativity. And almost any ideas can be implemented on teams. It's just a matter of identifying the pain, identifying the challenge, and creating an app for that in Teams and share with others to be able to benefit on that.
Yep. Amazing. That's awesome. So, obviously, as we say, the world is your oyster within MS Teams. So, you can do almost anything. That's amazing. And Microsoft, they're doing such a good job. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to tell me about it. All right. This
I need
is,
that app. I didn't get it. No, just kidding.
People
yeah.
love using apps, right?
People know how to use their apps. They're so tech savvy into their phone, but sometimes they just don't use their brain. And you're like, how are you so tech savvy? But just comment, it's not there. It's not there. That's awesome. All right. Last and final question. So, how can I make my app available to others inside or outside of my organization?
Okay.
Okay.
If you're developing with the new Power Apps, you just need to press a button and say publish. Easy like that. But if you develop a application in a third-party software development like Visual Studio, using whatever language you're familiar with, there's two ways to do that distribution. You can upload your app directly. You can publish your app to the organization app catalog, or you can publish your app to App Source. Andre, let's talk about those. You can start with uploading the app directly.
Yeah, to upload your app directly, you would go to the. It depends. It can do it. We can do it personally, individually. Like each of us upload our own apps. So we go to the apps in the left bottom page of Teams, and then we upload the zip file. And another way to do so is if our IT administrator do it, he can provide the app for the entire organization. So there are two
Yeah,
ways of
that's
doing it.
that's the second option that I told you, that publishing your app to the app catalog. So the app
Yeah,
catalog would be like a app store for your organization.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
Uh,
are killing it with saying the hot word. I hope you know. You've not even.
Oh, I'm
I
forgetting
know it.
about it.
When I said that the hot word would be that, I said, no worry, I'm going to pay a lot of money to Night Nations sponsorship, so that's a good call.
I hope you're okay with that, Leo.
Yeah, but as Andrea said, this catalog, it needs to be managed by someone with the admin roles on the Office 365. And when you upload the app directly, the pain point is like if you want your friend to upload, so if I develop an app and upload the app, I can start using. But if Andrea wants to use the same application, I need to send the files to him, and then he needs to do that manually. So
Yeah,
it's easy, but it's not shareable. And the last one is when you want to share the app for anyone in the world. And for every organization, it's like then you can publish to the app source. It's just one
you,
word. That's
yeah.
app source.
You
App
have to
source is
go to the.
like the Microsoft Teams store. So when you click on apps on the left bottom of the screen, you're gonna see all these applications. The applications that are not on your catalog for your company are as applications that came from the app source that are published by third parties.
Yeah.
So that's the way you have to distribute this application to anyone.
To do it, you have to go to the partner center and submit your app. So there are design guidelines that you would have to follow and validation policies that your app will have to follow as well. But once you do it, you can track the approval process from the partner center.
Now, I hear you saying the word partner. Do you have to be a partner to be able to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
because I heard you
But
saying
Another.
partner.
Yeah.
has a lot of different partnerships. So if you are an app developer and you're not currently a Microsoft partner, there's a way that you can turn to be a partner. Really easy to be a developer partner. I don't know details on that, but I know that's possible to become a partner really quickly.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
One
great.
thing.
Super helpful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One hint I would like to give to our listeners is you can download the App Studio. It's an app called App Studio. and it will help you manage your application manifest. It will help you design the adaptive cards. It even has an editor inside, code editor, that it helps you develop components in a look and feel teams like look and feel. And you can search for documentation. Those guidelines that I mentioned previously, you can follow there. So download the App Studio it's an app, and it will help you to submit your app.
That's awesome. Thanks for the tip. Always super helpful. All right. Let's see our final meme before we close it out. So this
There's
this actually I could see this being my grandma because she Facebooks, she Ubers, and she's 87 years old. So this would be my grandma. She would be like, "There's got to be an app that brings me coffee. There's an app for
But
everything, right?"
I know the answer for this. It's on the side of the app that brings me beer.
That's really funny. Yeah, there's apps for everything. I have a family member who has an app that will locate every private restroom across the world because whenever you're traveling and you need to use the restroom, you got to find it. There's always an app for everything, no kidding. That's amazing. All right. So before we close it out here, I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us for this episode of Project Happy Hour. Just a kind reminder, so we have our hot word. Obviously, it's going to be a sizable donation this time for saying the word apps or app or any derivative of that word. But we are going to donate to a good cause, which is the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, obviously in the race to find an effective vaccine for COVID, because we're all ready to have a happy hour together and join out in public and go back to a little bit of normal. So with that, just one final thing. If you have any questions, feedback, themes for us, suggestions, you can always reach out to us at askphh@prosperiglobal.com. Check out our previous episodes on our Prosperi YouTube page. And I would like to say thank you to our panelists, Leo, Andre. Thanks for joining
Thank
us
you
today.
very
I hope
much.
you guys had fun, and cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I love
Cheers.
this episode. It
Cheers.
was really nice. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.